Welcome back, my beautiful soul family. I just want to say, I hope that you all had a wonderful holiday. Um, and I want to also say thank you so much for everybody who left those beautiful, heartwarming messages. When I was meditating, I actually sent you guys each love. I just imagine, sending and enveloping you with my love because I realized that through those comments that I definitely should continue to share and put these messages out as I feel called. So thank you again for the support and the love because I do really feel like I'm connecting with my soul family in this way. And that is the biggest gift that I could have ever asked for, because I just know that, when I first, when I was young, I did feel like I just felt different. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. And it was just so weird to me. I remember being young and thinking like, why isn't everybody looking out for each other? Why isn't everybody like loving on each other? And why isn't there this feeling of community? It just didn't make any sense to me. I really did feel like in a lot of ways, I felt like I was alone in the world, because the world was showing me so much of the frequency of separation when I never felt that made sense. It didn't resonate with me. So I think I definitely knew my soul mission at an early age because I was always very positive. Everybody I always met, they always said to me, "How are you so happy all the time?" And I just like I couldn't really answer that because that's how I was, and it didn't make sense to me not to be that way. So I think maybe a lot of you guys can relate too, but I just feel like I'm always bubbling and overflowing with positive energy. And when it's not that way, when it wasn't that way, in difficult times, it was hard for me because it was such a disconnect from the natural frequency that I have within me, which is a positive effect, a positive energy. And that's just how I have always been. I've always looked at the glass completely full, and not empty. So anytime that I haven't, that's what I said, that was a disconnection from who I was. That was, the reason I incarnated here was to see myself as separate from that. So I have a little bit of an exciting display that I'm going to have today. We're going to get kind of messy today. So when I was meditating today, I asked my higher self to like give me an idea of what I should film today because I had some time. And I want to keep presenting messages, but again, it has to be in alignment. It has to feel right. It has to feel authentic. It has to feel true to me. So that's why besides the idea, I'm kind of free flowing as you can imagine. But anyway, I thought about what I was going to say to just for the fact that this is a demonstration. So here's a cup. This is what I was shown from my higher self when I was meditating. This is what I needed to show you. So I'm going to try to make this part more simplified. This is a cup. This cup represents you, your soul, your body, your spirit's inside. Here, this is you. This is your foundation. Okay? This is your foundation. This is what supports you. And when we incarnate here, we are pure joy, love. We don't have any stories. We haven't told ourselves. We're living, each moment. Each moment is the only moment that exists. Our whole universe is that moment. So as time passes, people tell us things and, oh, you shouldn't do that. Or, you need to do this. You need to do this to survive. This is what you need to do to be safe. So all of these stories start to be given to you by people outside of you. So outside of you, stuff starts being given to you. And what happens is then you start creating holes in your foundation. These are holes of what you didn't have before, because before you had a solid foundation. And so what I did was I took a needle and before we started filming, because it was a little hard to do, and I poked each hole in here. So each hole represents something that's keeping you from your wholeness, your pure wholeness, your unconditional love, the love that you are. These are the things that are the stories that you were told or that you decided to take on or take in. Could be familial, could be lineage type stuff like that was passed down to you. But those things were given to you by the people that were around you telling you these things. So these are the stories that you then took on to learn from. So to reflect back to the trigger video, which I feel like is complete gold. I'm probably going to do another short on that just to make it even shorter. I'll probably always be refining that to make it even better. This is only like I don't even know. I've only done a few videos, so I'm going to get better, 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 more clear, more concise. What you won't lose is my authenticity, because I literally can't do this unless I'm authentic. My hope is that you know exactly who I am, and if you ever meet me, and I would love to meet every single one of you. I know we will on the other side of this experience, but and you are my soul family. That's why we're resonating with each other, and that's why we're feeling good together, you and me. But if I ever get to meet you, I hope that you can be like, wow, you're just like you are in the videos, because I literally can't be anything else. At this point, it feels wrong to be anything but me. So I pretty much tell everybody who I am. And if I have to be a little more reserved for specific situations, then maybe I will be reserved, but I'm still being me, just maybe slightly more reserved. But in this case, I don't have to be reserved, because if you guys landed on this video, then it was divinely orchestrated, it was divinely timed, and it was meant to be that you're listening to me and that we're connecting together. So anyway, here's the holes. Back to where we were going. Sorry, I like little tangents sometimes. But anyway, each one of these is a hole. So if you go back to my trigger video, which I will link to this video, and you heal each one of these holes. So the world is a reflection of your inside world. So when you have a trigger, it's showing you where these holes are. It's giving you an idea. It's literally the key to your healing is trigger. The triggers are the keys to your healing. They're literally giving you the keys to unlock the door and to set yourself free. So when you can figure out what each one of these are by the world showing it to you, and you just need to be aware, and then you need to sit with it, figure out what the root cause is, feel it to heal it, until you can't feel it anymore, till it doesn't affect you anymore. That hole is going to go away. So here we have our caulk. That hole, I'm not going to do it because it'll get messy, but each time you do that, you're going to be caulking a hole. And then eventually, you're going to have a solid foundation. And you just take one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time. Each hole will be presented to you with time, divine timing. You don't want to overwhelm your nervous system. Your higher self knows the way. It will show you the doors. It will take you step by step to make it better. And all I want to do in this is just give you the keys to being aware of what you can do to help yourself. My whole channel will be about helping you remember yourself. And that's your job to do the rest of that, remembering yourself. But I'm just going to give you some tools that helped me remember myself. And then maybe you can pass those tools on that you learn to me or to others, anybody that you know. So all we're doing here is remembering ourselves, knowing thyself, remembering that we are love, remembering we are whole, complete within ourselves, and then giving that little bit of information to somebody else so maybe they can use that to do the same thing. And it just, again, a rising tide lifts all boats. So once you start doing that, another part I want to show you is, so this is other people. This is outside you. That's why it's a different color. This is people outside of you. This is you. And when you have these triggers, when you have these things that are keeping you from wholeness, that are stories that you've told yourself, when what you need other people for outside of you, the whole world, exterior, doesn't have to be people, could be things, could be job, could be whatever. This is my job and it makes me feel worthy, whole and complete. This job makes me feel worthy, whole and complete. I don't do that. This job does. Every time you are using the job to do that, look at what's happening. You're leaking the energy through your foundation. You don't have a solid foundation. And this is what happened to me, and that what I discovered about myself after my breakup, my 10-year relationship broke up and my dad passed away. Those were the people that were doing this for me. They were doing this for me. I just didn't realize this was happening. And when they were gone, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a foundation. And when I figured out that I didn't have this foundation, and when I rebuilt my foundation and figured out what I could do to do that, that's why I made it my mission to give people the tools to rebuild their foundation. And that's actually why I wrote the book, Remembering You, a toolkit for your journey, to give you the tools in a simple way that were the things that I used that would rebuild my foundation. And once I learned that, I said, I have to put this out there. I don't care if one person reads it, and it could just be my mom, which she did. That book was born from her because she was telling her friends what she did. And she basically was like, could you please just make it easy for me? just put it together so I can share this information. And I was like, well, I probably should just write a small book. And it's just a short book. And it's on Amazon, and I'll link it to the video. But they're all simple tools: letting go and surrendering, awareness, all of these things. But ultimately, the only thing that you need to know, even if you never read the book, is that you are worthy, whole, and complete simply because you are. You are unconditional love. We are all one. So once you heal each of these triggers and you're not leaking anymore, so I'm going to pour this water out. I'm going to put something, this is going to be your new foundation I'm going to put in here. What will happen actually is you will love yourself, okay? And I'm not going to I'm going to put water in it so you can see. Okay, so back to our demonstration. Once you heal, the things that the universe is trying to show you are why you aren't loving yourself. Everything is a reflection of, in what way am I not loving myself? Once you heal yourself with those triggers, what will happen is you will start to plug each one of these holes one at a time until you have almost no holes left, until you have no holes left, which will happen, absolutely will happen. And what will happen is then you will be full of love. You will just be full of love. You will be overflowing with love, which is another reason why I'm able to do this channel now, because I feel such an overflow and abundance of love that I have to share it. I literally can't not at this point. So now your cup is full of water. Now your cup is full of water. It's not leaking anymore. And here's outside of you, you can pour from your cup to others, and they can pour to your cup. So like every time you guys left me an amazing comment, you were giving me some of yours, I'm giving some back. We're sharing the water, we're sharing the love, but we're pouring from overflow. We're pouring from overflow at this point, okay? And once you do have overflow, you can continue to pour. You are the natural spring of your own love, because you are infinite abundance of love. You are infinite. Everything's infinite. Infinite everything. That's why I have the symbol, a symbol of infinity. You are infinite love, abundance, everything. Everything you could imagine. Everything you wish to be, you already are. So then you're pouring from your overflow of your cup. And you don't need anything outside of you. Your job, whatever. Material items, other people, whoever that is, whatever that is, anything outside of you. This is outside of you. You don't need anything to give you this. You have it. You have it in abundance. It's just pouring out all the time. It's a natural spring. It's coming out all the time. Every day, every minute, every day. So that's my little demonstration that I had come to me during meditation today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Oh, here we go. So while I was visiting a family member, I do try really hard not to, because I have so much that I like to share. That's why this is perfect for me to share through YouTube, because if you're meant to see me, you will, and that's perfect. But in real life, I try to keep it on the DL sometimes. It just depends. My higher self will tell me to say something or not. But when it comes to family members, I know who I can really talk to and who wants to hear me speak. So anyway, I was talking to a family member, and they were telling me a story about how they had this experience where they went to a place where they felt that everybody was treated one way and they were not. And then they went back the next time, and they were upset. They were just freaking not happy about it. They were upset. So the next day, they went back to that same establishment. They were on a trip, on a vacation. They went to the same establishment again, and it happened again. Every single person was treated this way, and he, whoever it was, my family member, that person, I don't want to say, because they're probably going to watch, that person was not treated well again. So the family member was telling me the experience of how it made them feel, and I was like, this is perfect for my, I wanted to share it. This is perfect, but this was in real time experience. I said, okay, I've heard your story. I understand what you're saying. I know where you're coming from. I feel you. Could you please tell me in what way, how did that make you feel? And then they explained it, described it, and I said, when was another time that you felt that way? And instantly, they brought back a story from childhood where they dressed differently than everyone else because they didn't have as much money as everyone else. So they were wearing clothes that was not in keeping with the fashion of the time. They were wearing older clothes, and they felt like they stood out like a sore thumb. They felt, that the materialistic items that they had, the worthiness that they had, that's the best word to use. The worthiness they had was diminished because they stood out and they didn't feel respected and loved. Ultimately, in what way am I not loving myself? How am I not getting the love from other people? They didn't feel like they were getting the love. So that was the root cause. The family member identified the root cause. And then there was another example that came forward that he had. Okay, it came to me. The other example, there were two things that were of the same time period. So the clothing was one, and the other one was living in a neighborhood that wasn't as nice as other people's neighborhoods. So it was two things, two very prominent memories that both had to do with exterior. And that was the root cause of that emotion. So it was happening in real time, right now, many years later after that happened, but there were two examples, and those were the root cause. And I said, let's have you sit with that feeling a little bit more. And I said, imagine you loving that version of yourself and forgiving and loving and hugging that version. So just imagine that version of yourself and just see them in your mind's eye and just say, I love you so much. I understand what you went through, but you don't have to feel that way anymore. I love you. I love you. I love you. It's okay. You can let that go. I see you. I love you. Thank you for that gift. Because you went through that experience, I am who I am today, and I love who I am today. Thank you so very much for going through that experience. I know it was uncomfortable at the time, but that experience allowed me to become the very best version of me who you see and feel today. Because there is no time, you're actually healing that version of yourself right now. So once you do that, and it's healed, and you've plugged that hole, and you've caulked it, you won't have that feeling anymore, and that version of you that version of you won't come forward anymore because you've loved that version of you and you've let it go. You've let go and surrendered to that version of you. You've forgiven it, you've loved it, and you've filled that cup back up with the thing that you didn't have. In what way were you not loving yourself for that? So I'll be really interested to see once that person has sat with that, if that memory comes up again. Because as I've spoken to that family member, they have gotten lighter and lighter and lighter, and they have an aura of just exuberance and love and kindness and just everything. Like, I just look up to that family member so much. They just exude everything you could imagine, and they've come so far from experiences that we've shared together and who they are now, what their life is like right now. It's incredible. So I have examples from myself. I have examples from my close family and friends who I have talked to in this way. But my number one mission in this channel is to give you the tools that you can use to help yourself know thyself, love thyself, return to the wholeness, knowing that we are loved, that we are one and the same. When I heal, you heal. When you heal, I heal. We are all helping heal each other, and we're all returning to the wholeness that we already are. The thing that I remember when I was younger and coming full circle, and now I'm experiencing that again. So that's why this channel was created. And when I have these ideas that I need to share, they will be brought forward, examples from my life, so things will happen in real time. You'll be brought on that journey with me. And check out my book, Remembering You, if you want to have all of the tools kind of in a simplified way. I have given that book away to a lot of friends and family, people that resonated with what I was saying. And I said, well, you know, use this, you read this book in your own time, one chapter, whenever it calls to you. I have all the chapters outlined, so whatever chapter calls you, you read that chapter, and then each chapter is just a few pages, and it has recommendations for what you can do to instill and enact that principle. You know, for example, letting go and surrender is like the first chapter, and I feel like if you can learn to let go and surrender, that's one of the most important things that I do every single day. I release attachment to outcome. I let go and surrender, and we're going to be talking about resistance and persistence and all that other good stuff that I have kind of in there. But so if you don't ever read the book, just know that it'll all be coming in due time. It's just when I feel called, I will share, and it will happen. So I just want to say that I love you so much. Thank you again for your comments. There is construction going on around me. I did get a different microphone to hopefully like noise cancel that a little bit better. I do really like to be outside when I film because I feel more comfortable in nature. And also there's a hummingbird, and I just feel the energy of nature inspiring me to be the very purest version of myself at all times. I just love nature. I sit outside all the time. I get sunshine. I live in South Florida, so I'm very fortunate to have that. Sunshine is the fuel to my soul and the warmth. So anyway, I'm going to link the trigger video to this again. I want to thank you all again so very, very much from the bottom of my heart. Know that I'm sending love your way. You are my soul family. Thank you for being here with me. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you when that time comes. And know that I'm supporting you, and I can feel your support for me. And do that for everyone that you can. And again, take what resonates, leave the rest. I'm only here to share what has been my experience, but your experience is the most important experience, and you will gather tools that will then help me and other people. So we're all gathering tools that will help each other, and our job is to just share and spread the love. All right, I love you.